Alright, so I'm going to do another example of indefinite integrals, and this time I'm going to do the indefinite integral of cosine cubed of x times sine of x dx. Now on this one, u substitution will be very helpful, and so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch out u for cosine of x. Now notice, when I do this, I take the derivative of the cosine of x just like I would when I was doing definite integrals, and I'm going to get the negative sine of x dx. So the only difference here is I've got a positive sine dx, or sine x dx, and so what I need to do is I move this negative sign over. So that's going to be negative du equals sine of x dx. So I'm ready to go ahead and make my switch. I'm going to switch out u for that cosine, and so I'm going to have the indefinite integral, of u cubed, and then I've got to multiply by negative du, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull the negative out front just to make my life easy. So I'm going to have negative of u cubed du. I'm going to go ahead and do the antiderivative. I'm going to go ahead and integrate that, and I'm going to have the negative of 1/4 u to the fourth. And two things that I need to make sure I remember to do. Number one is eventually I need to add in, before my final answer, the constant of integration. The other thing that I need to remember to do, and this case is a little bit different than when I was doing definite integrals, is I need to actually switch it back to the original variable. So for instance, my original variable was x. I need to go back to using x. Now, when I did definite integrals, I had bounds, upper and lower bounds, that I plugged into the u function to find out what I could integrate that over. Okay, so I didn't have to switch back to x's and any of the other variables or anything that was in there. But in this case, I do. Now, the reason, again, is when I switch the bounds, I don't have to worry about it. The variable itself is not the important part. The numbers are. However, when there's no bounds, the variable is the important part. So in this case, I do need to switch it back. Again, I'm going to use cosine of x as u, so all I'm going to do is switch that out. So it's going to be negative 1/4 of cosine to the fourth x. And then, again, like I said, I need to remember to add in my constant of integration, because that's the most important part at the end. Don't forget that. Again, the big difference here between u substitution for definite integrals and indefinite integrals, when you're doing definite integrals, you don't have to switch back. You can just use the new bounds. However, when you are doing indefinite integrals, you need to switch back. You have to switch back to the original variable. Hopefully that helps you guys understand the difference a little bit more between indefinite and definite integrals. See you in the next video.